It was an ugly scene on Sunday when the Patriots lost to the Chargers. It was 40-7, one of the worst home losses they've ever had, let alone at that stadium, which has seen so much success from their teams. And it was particularly bad towards the end of the game. The Patriots fans were obviously booing. There were some fire Mayo chants. And the way I react to that is like, that's what you get. When you're 3-13 and you just lost by 33 points at home for a team that just went across the country on the week of Christmas, like that's what you get. You've put out a dog shit product the last 2 seasons. That's what comes with the territory. But we know some Patriots players have pushed back on it. Dietrich Wise echoed a sentiment that's been said about Patriots fans for years, especially when they're fed up, is that, hey, Patriots fans are spoiled. They're not used to this. And of course, like my generation, I'm almost 30 years. I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20, and all I've seen is winning. And so, yeah, this is foreign territory, and maybe we are a little bit spoiled, but when you're going to win 6 games combined in 2 seasons, or 7 games combined in 2 seasons, like, you have a right to be upset. I think you have a right to be upset, especially if you're at the game. Well, Jahlani Tavai does not think you have that right. He went on the Greg Hill show this morning and said this about Patriots fans.
I don't know. I was frustrated. I definitely think I told a fan to quiet down in a non-polite way.
But can you see how, can you see as a player, and I've played before, when fans are booing and they're calling for coaches' jobs, can you see, I get why fans are doing that when we put a product out that doesn't look that good, rather than being, going kind of what Dietrich Wise said and going, all right, these, fans tend to be a little bit spoiled. But do you see the side that the fans are coming from when the product looks bad?
I don't know. There's a reason why they're fans. Everybody can say what they think that we should be doing, but in the long end, they're not qualified to do what Mayo is doing, or whatever the Pats are doing. They're fans, and I appreciate them at times, but sometimes they just gotta know their place and just understand that it's a work in progress. Rome wasn't built in one day.
They have to know their place. For the last 2 seasons, the Patriots have given you a huge middle finger with their play on the field. But what's really been interesting about this season is that the Patriots, their owner, their coach, and their players, once the game is over, have just hocked a huge loogie and just spit it right in your face. Right in your face. The fans have to know their place, Jahlani. You know where their place should be at this point? On the couch. Because the fans you're talking about that you could actually hear and communicate with, they're that close to the field, spend, I don't know, a couple $100 to get to Gillette, and to see that crap that you guys put out there week after week after week, to see them lose by 33 points. And you have the balls to say they should know their place? Maybe you should know your place, a practice squad somewhere else. Or is that just me not knowing my place because I'm a fan? We're not idiots. We know what bad football looks like. We saw it from other teams for years. When you spend money to go to that game and you buy the tickets, you buy the parking spot, you buy the beers and the hot dogs and the jerseys and the sweatshirts and the knit caps, and you watch this team every week, you have every right to go out there and boo when they put out that kind of performance for 2 years now. I mean, you could even go back 3 years or 5 of the last 6, whatever you want to say. It's a crap organization right now. And to hear a player say that after a game, after that performance that they put out, it's sickening. Guys, it's awful. And this is what the Crafts must hate the most. Not only does the team suck, they are a PR nightmare right now. Nightmare. the head coach is throwing his assistant coaches under the bus, throwing his players under the bus, and now the players are telling the fans that they can't boo, that they need to know their place, that Rome wasn't built in a day. This is not Rome. This is Fall River, Massachusetts. It's what you're building right now. Flint, Michigan. Shitholes. That's what you're building. And you have the balls to tell the fans, hey, screw you. We're not only going to show you this shit performance on the field, but we're going to tell you what you can and can't say. Know your place. Know your place. Okay? Because we're going to be here long after you're gone, Jahlani Tavai. The Patriots will survive because of us, the fans. And hopefully, hope against all hope, it's going to be better than whatever shit you're putting out there with this team. I get standing up for your coach. I get it. But that's taking, again, just spitting in the faces of your fans. And it's embarrassing. Embarrassing franchise right now. And the reason, by the way, the reason why they're sticking up for Jerod Mayo, seems like he's a good guy and everything. Except, if you're one of his coordinators or one of his players that isn't performing. But the reason why they're standing up for him is because he doesn't hold them accountable. So, yeah, sure, sometimes he throws them under the bus, calls them out in the media, but he's not holding anybody accountable. Ramondre Stevenson fumbles, and then he gets the first snap of the next drive, first carry. There's nobody being held accountable. Jalen Polk, they're benching veteran receivers like Kendrick Bourne some of these weeks to get Jalen Polk out there. He's the worst receiver on the team, worst rookie receiver in the league. And, is that being held accountable for sucking, for catching 10 balls on 30 targets? That's why they're sticking up for the guy. Not because they believe in the direction of the team or the franchise or what he's building, the Rome that he's building. This dude couldn't build Rome, New York, let alone Rome. This is why they're sticking up for him. It's just an embarrassment. And I saw someone, I think it was Callahan, tweeted it out. Not to keep pulling this card, but would this have ever happened under Belichick? Of course it wouldn't have. Jahlani Tavai might not even have a Friday spot on the EEI morning show if Belichick was still there. Within a year, within 12 months, this franchise has completely fallen from what it was. The team sucked last year. But the way this whole organization is run has completely changed within 12 months. And really within 8. They had the friggin' bikes in the locker room in July or August. And Belichick is rolling over in his New England grave watching this. Truly. And yet the Crafts are just sitting up there. Bob's in his booster seat up in the club saying, well, let's wait for this to get off the rails. And again, I ask, what is the definition of this getting off the rails? Is it 3 wins in a season? Is it losing by 33 points at home? Is it your coach throwing your players and your coordinators under the bus? Is it having the worst roster in football? Is it players calling out the fans in radio interviews? Or is it all of the above? You have plenty to choose from to what you consider to be off the rails. Because to me, none of this has been on the rails for a while now. We don't even know where the rail is. The rail is at the bottom of the ocean. It's untouchable. That's how off the rails this thing is. And it's just amazing to me that an ownership group that oversaw 6 Super Bowl wins doesn't know that this is off the rails, that is okay with this, because that's what they're telling you. As much as it sucks that Jahlani Tavai is in a radio interview, basically flipping you off, the product on the field is flipping you off every week. And it has for 2 years now. And it has no signs of getting any better, which is incredible to say for a team that just has to do what they do every week and lose to lock in the number 1 pick in the draft. But what is the hope? With this coach, with this general manager, with this front office, where's the hope? even with having the number 1 pick in the draft, because I sure as shit can't find it. And again, you have a guy who's supposed to be a leader on this team, Jahlani Tavai, who has been missing at points this season, forgets how to tackle at points this season, and is telling you to know your place. Know your place, man. Practice squad, backup, rotational player on any other team in the league.
We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.